Jones, and it is. And Rob Jones was so passive on the drive that he gave up the weak side defensive positioning. As you see the ball get put on the floor, watch Rob Jones. He doesn't react. Then he allows Eddie to get underneath, get the ball back, and then he reaches in and fouls him. Just compounding mistakes for Rob Jones on that play.
So the missed layup by Gonzaga turns into a great play for the Bulldogs. They get the bucket, a chance for an extra at the free throw line, and the third foul against Rob Jones, who so far this year maybe has been the best player in the WCC.
Well, sends Eddie to the line, and you mentioned Eddie missed the first 7 games, became eligible, worked his way into this rotation. I think he has the kind of upside that we saw from Marquise Carter a year ago, where he started to get better as the season goes along. Maybe not the conference tournament MVP, kind of good, but still good enough to really add some depth to what is already a very deep Gonzaga team.
St. Mary's went on a run. The Bulldogs have answered here. Tie game at 29. Took plenty of time on the shot clock. Dellavedova now with the shot clock under 10 calls out a play. Dellavedova elevates right over Sacre. Good!
Couldn't have defended it that much better. Just a great look from Matthew Dellavedova.
Gary Bell got an open look again, not this time. A rebound poked out of bounds off of the Zags.
The Gale's got to be careful to not go underneath screens and leave Bell wide open. But when Matthew Dellavedova's got it going like this, you know it's going to be tight. They've got the X factor in Heslop being able to stretch the defense and knock down the outside shot. And we've already seen Pierre Jackson in late game situations against Mississippi State and West Virginia to close out contests. It's an awfully dangerous team with a lot of length.
Baylor, a team that played St. Mary's around Christmas time in Las Vegas. St. Mary's played right with them for better than a half, but Baylor pulled away. Here's Clint Steindl. Missed the 3, and Sacre ripped down the defensive board.
Good rebound by Robert in traffic underneath. The emotional heart and soul leader of Gonzaga.
Even though his numbers have declined here lately, Sacre still is the leader for the Zags.
A lot of that has to do with a thumb that he got banged up right before the game against Air Force Academy on the 22nd.
Sacre with the tough catch and tries to fight through the defense. The rebound knocked to Stephen Holt. Dellavedova from a long way out. Good!
Matthew Dellavedova, when he's in the off-guard position, as he was a year ago with Mickey McConnell as the lead guard, becomes so much more of a scoring threat. And because of the emergence of Stephen Holt, you can be versatile with who brings the ball up the floor.
Holt, great catch to save it in bounds. And now Steindl from long distance came up way short.
A good decision by Matthew Dellavedova not to shoot that one.
Steindl maybe a little over anxious. But the Gales keep possession. Dellavedova crossover move. He carried. Turnover St. Mary's.
Good job defensively, showing on the screen up top. Gonzaga, as much as we talk about their offense, so far in conference play, they've really elevated their play at the defensive end of the floor, holding their opponents to just 32% shooting. Obviously, St. Mary's is above that tonight.
And the Gales tonight have also taken care of the ball well. That's just their 3rd turnover in the game. Nearing the end of the first half. Bell traveled. That foot slip. And now a whistle. They're going to call a foul. So no travel. The extra official, Sam Haddad, came in from behind and waved off that traveling call and said there was a push.
Now that's not going to excite the student body here, but as we take another look at it, you see the rip through by Bell. Doesn't look like there's a lot of contact on that one.
And that,
again, it's in the angle. It's tough to see from behind if that left hand is on him, but the right hand clearly did not make contact.
The Zags didn't take advantage. They missed the front end of the 1-and-1, but that was a break for Gonzaga. But no damage done. Dellavedova to Waldo. Reverse. Good.
Matthew Dellavedova, one of the best playmakers in all of college basketball. He's one of only 5 players in the nation averaging better than 16 points and 5 assists per game.
Beautiful assist there. Forced a timeout from Mark Few.
And Matthew Dellavedova trying to make plays right from the get-go, opening possession off the glass. Then he stretches you from the outside. He has had a big first half here in Moraga, and the biggest reason why they're in this lead is because of his 14 points. But then it's not also just what he can do offensively from the outside. A great feel, a great zip on the pass. You see him come off the screen and threads this one. Defense slow reacting on the back line and able to finish. And Matthew Dellavedova, one of those Aussies, and the Aussie connection here at St. Mary's, and his family has been over here for the better part of the month as it's been their vacation time and able to enjoy a lot of these games. And his dad said, look, we know that the games against Gonzaga are the most important games of the season. And so when they made the schedule to figure out what games they were going to be able to come over and watch Matthew play, they didn't want to miss the one here tonight against this high-quality program of Gonzaga.
And Matthew in front of his family sure is playing well. At a very high level, helping St. Mary's to their biggest lead of the night. Final minute and a half of the first half. Harris with the catch, triple teamed, gets his own miss, missed the second attempt.
I thought there was a lot of contact on Harris on that one.
Stephen Holt. To Jordan Page, the sophomore, picked up his dribble. Dellavedova came over to help out. Ever surveying the defense, always running the show. This time Dellavedova draws a foul a long way from the basket.
And Mark Few talking to his freshman. He's got a gap up, give a little space. No need to extend out the pressure that far against Matthew Dellavedova, and because of it, Bell will go to the bench. They'll bring back in Marquise Carter.
His second foul. Dellavedova, one of the best free throw shooters in the country, at the line for the 1-and-1.
Well, he was big last year in the 2 regular season matchups against Gonzaga, where he averaged better than 19 points and 5 assists per game. And in the last 5, he has been every bit on par of that.
88% free throw shooter, not even the best on his team. Made the first and missed the second. About a 17-second difference, game clock, shot clock. Marquise Carter, a runner, real tough shot. St. Mary's, 2 men there, nobody grabbed the ball. And it goes out of bounds. Zags keep it. Shot clock reset means now just 3 seconds separating game clock and shot clock.
Good battle underneath, though. So physical. If you watch and appreciate physical play underneath, every time the shot goes up, there's a lot of contact on both teams.
I think the Gales really have, though, missed Rob Jones with his 3 fouls on the defensive glass. Hasn't burned him too often, but it's been much tougher to secure those defensive rebounds.
And patience here by Stockton as they're going to run this down to about probably 7 seconds on the shot clock, and then they'll go.
Stockton. And right about at 7 makes his move. Carter, a contested 3, too strong. Steindl had it poked away, but here's Dellavedova. Steindl off the carom, didn't know how much time there was. Had a chance to get a shot off, didn't do it. The horn sounds. The first half is over, and the Gales have the 8-point lead.
Great play by Matthew Dellavedova. Really has paced him here in the first half.
So at the end of the first half, just as we expected, hotly contested. St. Mary's 37, Gonzaga 29. Now we'll go to Ryan Burr in the studio. Ryan? From the San Francisco Bay Area, welcome back to the Thursday night showcase presented by T. Rowe Price. Great rivalry game. Gonzaga here at the start of the second half, trailing at St. Mary's 37-29. And welcome back inside McKeon Pavilion. Dave Fleming, Sean Farnham once again with you. St. Mary's with the 8-point lead. Sean, Rob Jones, their leading scorer. Not a single point in the first half. And yet here the Gales have the lead. And I think in large part due to the play of Matthew Dellavedova. Not just scoring the ball, but setting up his teammates as well.
One of the best playmakers in the country. We saw some of that as we go inside the play and look at how he's able to utilize screens to set the table for his teammates. And as we go inside, watch the way he receives this screen from Mitchell Young. And as Mitchell Young starts to slip, freeze it right there. The defense is going to shade out. Both guys make the commitment. He throws it up over the top, immediately not having to spread out his dribble. Easy look underneath for the mismatch. Good finish by Mitchell Young. This time, he receives the screen. Freeze it right here. Watch what he does. He's going to dribble out, extend the defense. That's going to allow Waldo times to fill in on this backside and get an easy layup look for him. So Matthew Dellavedova doing it in a variety of ways as we update our one-on-one matchup. These two backcourts and how they've played so far in this contest. Pangos 6 points, a lot of those coming early. Bell, a little bit of a slower start. You see the assist numbers not quite there for Gonzaga in their backcourt. Meanwhile, for St. Mary's, it has been the Dellavedova show, but between him and Holt, 20 combined points in the first half.
So I think you were right to highlight that backcourt matchup. That's really been the difference in this game, and he's been the difference-making player. Matthew Dellavedova, the junior point guard, native of Australia, carrying the load for the Gales in those first 20 minutes. He'll be looking for a little extra help from Rob Jones here in the second half.
And talking to the St. Mary's coaching staff coming out of the break, they said they're very comfortable with the way Rob Jones played. Obviously, without the fouls, he was unselfish. He got rebounds. They do need him to score, but they don't want him forcing his looks, as Gonzaga's done a nice job collapsing on the interior.
The Bulldogs also went cold shooting at the end of the half. Sam Dower starts here in the second half. Harris missed the shot. It was swatted, though, out of bounds by St. Mary's. So Gonzaga keeps it with a new shot clock. The
other big point of emphasis for the Gales coming out of the locker room is to be have better activity on the weak side. They feel a lot of the three-pointers that they gave up to Gonzaga came on the weak side, and watching the play develop and then reacting to it rather than being proactive.
Pangos being hounded by Stephen Holt. A wraparound pass, found his freshman classmate, and Gary Bell hits the three.
Again, that's that weak side defensive action. A quick skip pass on a straight line, and Bell wide open from the outside.
That's one of the things they love about Pangos. He doesn't force it if he's guarded. He'll create for somebody else. Rare quality for a freshman point guard. Jones up and under. Had his shot blocked by Elias Harris. Here comes Pangos on the break. Pangos back to Dower. His three in and out, no good. But Jones could not corral that rebound. But they say out of bounds off of Gonzaga. They may change that call. They're talking about it here.
Well, you watch Pangos come off the screen up top, and a very quick swing to the opposite side, a long run out from inside, and Bell able to complete the wide open perimeter shot. And you were right, Dave, the reversal of the call. Great job by the officiating crew to come together and make sure they got the call right.
So good communication. And now on the inbound, Gary Bell throws it away. And I don't know what that was. Good defense by St. Mary's, but not a good pass, and a turnover for the Zags.
I'm talking with Donnie Daniels as they came back out on the floor. Gonzaga's points of emphasis here in the second half is they felt like they missed too many easy shots underneath. And I would agree with them. And this would be a much tighter game than it already is. They have the lead right now. If they didn't miss so many underneath, they're going to back off their pressure defensively. They're not going to extend it out to half court.
Rob Jones still scoreless, followed his own miss. A lot of contact. No whistle again.
Well, and Elias Harris was playing for the run out rather than finishing off the possession and getting that long rebound.
Ball tipped, and I think it hit Harris's hand. And a good call by the officials out of bounds off of Harris.
Well, Rob Jones had that three-point shot. And on the release, Harris was leaking out to go to the other end rather than making sure that he shored up the defensive glass and got that long rebound.
No Robert Sacre, who started so many games for the Bulldogs, not starting this second half for Gonzaga. Stephen Holt against Pangos, switch to the left hand to score. Bell, Steindl right in his face. Here's Sam Dower, one-on-one against Waldo, spins middle with the left hand, too strong. And then Hart, no, foul against Gonzaga.
I they called that one against Hart. Kind of give a little bit of a nudge to Matthew Dellavedova underneath. Enough to draw the attention of the official and make that call.